Okay, folks, welcome back to Artifact Cup 30. This is round 3 on Torn Crater, and we have Coercer in the Galician versus Lorenzo in the Coalition. So a good old CVG game on a classic map. Here's Lorenzo in sort of the white and blue. He's going to start on some RUs. We'll see what he does with those. I'm guessing some kind of AAV rush. We'll see. And Coercer also starting on RUs, moving out immediately with his base runner and his production cruiser. This is going to be interesting to see. And he's in the white and red Galician here. This is a really early move out, so I'm expecting, I'm expecting some sort of either sand skimmer or maybe assault ship rush, maybe a railgun rush. Given that he started on RUs, I'm thinking maybe railguns.
Salvager online.
But possibly assault ships, since that needs some RUs for that technology as well. In any case, it looks like he's waffling about what he's going to do with this base runner. It looks like he might be retiring it now, after initially moving out with it. Oh, no, he's not waffling at all. He was placing a scanner back here. That's a neat spot for a scanner.
Light attack vehicle online.
And so now, after placing that, he is going to retire, since the scanner is, I believe, free. Yeah.
Light attack vehicle in service.
And he's going for assault ship fab with those extra CUs. Assault ship builds are fairly CU heavy, so all of that is making sense so far. Pretty good move. Meanwhile, Lorenzo already has a flight of LAVs, which are certainly going to be countered by assault ships if they engage in kind of a one-on-one there. But these are LAVs that Lorenzo has now, and assault ships that Coercer cannot build yet. He's got another 30 seconds before he can even build them, probably another 45 in total until he can have one pop out. And by then, these LAVs, if they don't delay too much, could be already in on Coercer's economy, taking out salvagers. And a really good move here would be to focus down the RU salvagers, because even though that still lets Coercer build things like sand skimmers, it completely prevents him from building higher tech units or researching any technologies. And the cycles on these RU salvagers are very long, so if you take one out when it's almost full of RUs, that's a whole lot of resources that are just lost forever. So I'm hoping we see Lorenzo come in really quick. It would have been nice to see him maybe take this shortcut here and not delay, especially given that he only has 5 LAVs here, and against a Galician carrier, especially one that's now getting power reserve, there's a whole lot that Coercer can do to defend. And, oh goodness, Lorenzo, don't delay. Well, he's going to delay. That's his choice. And Coercer is also going to kind of delay, to be fair. He's built an assault ship back here with his production cruiser, but he waited until it came out, and until, in fact, 2 came out, before even moving beyond this this second expansion. So he could have been in here popping out that assault ship and already doing damage. So both players delaying a bit. Lorenzo probably making the more critical delay, because Coercer now at least has a critical mass to be able to take out these AAVs. Just want to keep an eye on these LAVs here. They are going to move in now, but what will they be able to get done? Hard to say. Assault ship rushes like this are really, really powerful, and AAVs can't really do anything about them. So building AAVs and researching carrier production here for Lorenzo, I think, is a mistake. I think what you really want to do is get quick power reserve. Don't queue up more AAVs. That's not going to work. AAVs aren't going to do anything against the assault ships. You're going to want to spread these salvagers. As you can see, the AoE damage is damaging 4 salvagers right now, simultaneously. Ugh, really nasty. The smoke from the AAVs can help protect the salvagers, but only if you also retreat the salvagers. This turret here, which is neat, it's just that in Torn Crater, there are so many ways to hide from turrets. And these assault ships can take out turrets. So really, I don't think Lorenzo is handling this particularly well. If you're going to go for a tech, it would be railgun tech. If you're going to go for power reserve, might have been the better one. Base runner inventory, perhaps. That's a quick tech, and you could pop out a couple base runners and pop out turrets. Really hard to say. AAVs, really not the choice, I think. Now, meanwhile, I don't even see what happened back here, but I assume it looks like not many salvagers down here. Maybe one salvager to those 5 LAVs dying. And it makes sense that Coercer's carrier was able to clean up those LAVs. Now, Lorenzo's focusing down the production cruiser, which makes sense. That's kind of the one thing that, if you take it out, this whole attack dies. But at the same time, Lorenzo has failed to protect his resourcing, and Coercer's going to be able to just run away with this production cruiser now, and Lorenzo still didn't get power reserve.
Proceed to rally point.
He's going to use his resources, which he must, on salvagers. And Lorenzo might be able to take out this production cruiser, but with 5 assault ships here, you would think Coercer could protect it. And the production cruiser is repairing, so now that the AVs are no longer able to fire, I would say Lorenzo has lost this engagement. The production cruiser will survive, the AAVs will all die, the salvagers will die, and I think this is GG. This is one of those things where if you're not prepared, if you don't make that right choice at the critical moment, you are just going to get completely steamrolled. And that's what's happening to Lorenzo right now. All Coercer has to do now is take out these salvagers, and Lorenzo will not be able to do. Okay, so Lorenzo's gonna GG out. He's realized that he's lost that game. Nicely executed by Coercer. Lorenzo, my advice would be rewatch these, and at that moment that you're about to be assaulted, you know, watch from your point of view, see, like, you know, at what point do you have the information that about an assault ship attack, and ask yourself 2 questions. First question is, at the moment that you see a production cruiser here with assault ships, what can you do right now to make it so that the battle that happens over the next 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, what can you do to make sure that that will go better? And I would say at that point, you know, you got to say, okay, I'm researching an upgraded production queue. That's not going to save me. I need that power. Get the power reserve. You'll have extra range, you'll have extra firepower, whatever it is. Maybe you go for railgun tech, right? You go for something that's going to help you, even if it doesn't help you at this very instant, it'll help you eventually. Second question to ask yourself is, how could I have found out about this sooner? So you say, okay, great. Maybe I first found out about these assault ships when the production cruiser was like maybe right about here, and it already had 2 or 3 assault ships by it. Maybe if I'd had a scout out here, would have been able to see it when the first one came out. Or maybe if I had had a scout just kind of popping out over here, I would have been able to see the production cruiser before I even knew a tech was coming, but at least I would have been able to position my units a little bit, maybe, you know, harass that production cruiser down a bit. If I didn't see it producing sand skimmers, I could say, okay, well, if he's sending a forward production cruiser and it doesn't have sand skimmers, it is almost certainly assault ships, but possibly railguns. In either case, I know that I have a little bit of time to prepare, and that's when you can get that power reserve. That's when you can get railgun tech to push away the production cruiser. You can build LAVs, you can bring these LAVs from over here, you can decide to just double down and attack with them. But I probably wouldn't attack because there's a Gaussian carrier here, and you need a lot to deal with a Gaussian carrier. Anyway, well played, and hopefully with that little bit of analysis there, maybe Lorenzo can do a better job of defending against this in the future. For now, though, taking a quick look at the scores, Lorenzo is now at 0 points still. He lost his first 3 games now, and Coercer, with this game and his previous 2 wins, is on 3. So we've been seeing this a lot lately. A lot of players are winning all of their games or losing all of their games, but as some of the winners face off against each other and some of the losers face off against each other, we might see that get a little bit less stratified. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Artifact Cup 30.